Have you ever found yourself in a situation where you urgently need to send money, and a wire transfer seems like the fastest option, but then a question pops into your head? How long does a wire transfer take with PNC? It's a common query, and for good reason. In a world where instant gratification is often the expectation, waiting for funds to clear can be agonizing. Maybe you're closing on a house, sending a gift to a family member, or making a crucial business payment. Whatever the reason, the speed and reliability of a wire transfer are paramount. And when you're banking with a major institution like PNC, you expect efficiency. But the reality is, wire transfer times aren't always a simple, one-size-fits-all answer. They can be influenced by a surprising number of factors, from the type of transfer you're making to the time of day you initiate it, and even international banking regulations. By the end of this video, you'll be a PNC wire transfer expert, armed with all the knowledge you need to navigate the process with confidence and clarity. No more guesswork, no more anxiety, just clear, actionable information to help you manage your money effectively. Let's start by demystifying the general timelines. Domestic PNC wire transfers, the need for speed, mostly. When you're sending money within the United States using PNC, you're typically looking at a pretty swift process. For most domestic wire transfers, the funds arrive in the recipient's account within 1 to 2 business days. In many cases, if you initiate the transfer early enough in the day, the funds might even be available on the same business day. Think of it like this: domestic wire transfers are like express mail within the same city. There are fewer hurdles, fewer intermediaries, and the banking systems are designed to communicate seamlessly. This efficiency makes them a popular choice for time-sensitive payments where both the sender and recipient are within the U.S. However, even with domestic transfers, there are nuances. The same business day availability isn't a guarantee and depends heavily on a crucial factor: cutoff times. Weekends and holidays, the great delayers. This might seem obvious, but it's worth emphasizing: wire transfers do not process on weekends or bank holidays. If you initiate a wire transfer on a Friday evening, a Saturday, or a Sunday, it will not be processed until the next business day. The same goes for federal holidays where banks are closed. Imagine you send a wire on Friday after the 5 p.m. Eastern Time cutoff. It won't process until Monday. Then, depending on the recipient's bank and their own processing times, it might not arrive until Tuesday. So, a transfer sent Friday evening could take until Tuesday to arrive, even though it's a domestic transfer. This is why planning ahead, especially around weekends and holidays, is crucial for timely transfers. International PNC wire transfers, a longer journey. Now, let's talk about international wire transfers with PNC. This is where the timelines can become a bit more variable. While domestic transfers are generally quick, international transfers are like sending a package across continents. There are more steps, more parties involved, and therefore, more potential for variation in delivery times. For international wire transfers, you can generally expect the process to take anywhere between 1 to 5 business days. However, it's not uncommon for some to take even longer, depending on a variety of factors. Why the wider range for international transfers? SWIFT network. Most international wire transfers go through the SWIFT, Society for Worldwide Interbank Financial Telecommunication, network. SWIFT is a secure messaging system that banks use to send and receive information, including money transfer instructions. While incredibly efficient, it's not always instantaneous. Intermediary banks, sometimes, your money might not go directly from PNC to the recipient's bank. It might pass through one or more intermediary or correspondent banks along the way. Each of these banks adds a step to the process and can potentially add to the overall transfer time. Time zones. Different time zones between the sending and receiving countries can also play a role. A transfer initiated late in the day in the U.S. might arrive in a country where the banks are already closed for the day, delaying processing until their next business day. Currency conversion. If the transfer involves a currency conversion, e.g., sending USD to a Euro account, this can add a slight delay as the exchange rate is applied and the conversion takes place. Country-specific regulations and banking infrastructure. Some countries have more stringent regulations or less developed banking infrastructures, which can slow down the processing of incoming international wires. This is especially true for certain regions or countries with complex compliance requirements. Recipient banks processing. Just like PNC has its own processing times, so does the recipient's bank. Once PNC has sent the funds, it's up to the receiving bank to credit the recipient's account. Their internal procedures and cutoff times will dictate the final availability of funds. PNC does offer an international money transfer service for sending money to certain countries in Latin America. These are often faster and have lower fees compared to traditional international wire transfers, with an expected delivery time of within 1 business day. This is a more specialized service, so if you're sending to one of the supported countries, it's worth exploring as a potentially quicker option. Factors that can cause delays, and how to avoid them. Beyond the general timelines and cutoff times, several other factors can cause unexpected delays in your PNC wire transfer. Incorrect information. Insufficient funds. Security checks and compliance reviews. Bank holidays, sender or recipient country. Technical issues. Weekends, as discussed. Tracking your PNC wire transfer. Once you've sent your wire transfer, how do you keep an eye on it? PNC's online banking and mobile app often provide some level of tracking or status updates for your outgoing transfers. You will usually receive a confirmation number or reference number once the transfer is initiated. This number is your key to tracking. If you don't see clear tracking information online or within the app, or if you have specific concerns, the best course of action is to contact PNC directly. Their customer service representatives can use your reference number to investigate the status of your transfer and provide you with an update. Remember, for international transfers, once the funds leave PNC, the speed of delivery also depends on the efficiency of the intermediary banks and the recipient's bank. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.